Welcome back to another episode of Quick and Me. Now we are Sony's stall. What's your name?
Myself Musthafa Kamal Basha. Basically, I'm from Chennai.
Okay.
I'm the one who's taking care of CinemaLine camera and Sony for South India on a technical part.
Okay. What's your passion actually?
Obviously, passion is it's always wants to be behind the camera. That's it.
Behind the camera. What's your concept about cinematography?
It's concept about cinematography, like it's a motion picture basically. See, nowadays the industry and the generation shift is happening in the digital filmmaking. There are a lot of innovation is happening. In the way, Sony is always ahead of every technology and every innovation. In that way, we have come up with a new technology called, first time we have come up with a mirrorless. Later on, we have come up with a greater SKUs.
Okay.
And now also especially now industry is shifting towards video.
Okay.
For that, we have introduced a lot of video-oriented cameras like CinemaLine and other cameras.
Okay.
So that is what we do.
Okay. Can you please suggest some of the Sony's camera which is helpful for the beginners, cinematography, who are interested in cinematography, the beginners?
Yeah. When you say beginners, we have a range of SKUs. Like we can have a ZV-1, ZV-10 or A73, A7 Mark IV. It depends on the budget and the stuff. But we do have a high-end professional camera in the entry-level segment. When I say this, we have a CinemaLine. In CinemaLine, within the budget range, you can enjoy everything with the crop factor and all little compensation on that. We have FX30 as well. So the range of cameras, it's all depends on budget actually.
Okay. Which is your favorite in Sony?
Everything.
Everything.
Everything is my favorite.
What's the reason behind that?
Everything have a unique USP, like unique superpower for every camera. See, if I'm shooting in a low light condition, if I don't have any light, we have a A7S, FX3 and FX6. If I want to shoot a high speed like 120 frames, we have A9 III. If I want to shoot a high resolution image, we have A7R. So it depends. See, everything have its unique superpower. So what kind of work, what kind of project that I'm going to shoot, I'll pick and choose my camera.
And my next question is, there is an ASA series.
Yeah.
We know, all knows about that. And now we come up with the cinema series.
Yeah.
What is the difference between those series?
See, nowadays, digital filmmaking, everyone starts shooting a video in a mirrorless camera itself, where you can shoot a video and photo both in the Alpha, A7 Mark IV, A7S III, whatever the camera. But Sony, why they recently introduced the CinemaLine, it was dedicated for the video filmmaking and motion picture. Because when I say video, its photo is just a single picture you're going to shoot and process, it will store in the media. When I say video, it's a motion pictures, you're going to shoot continuously 24 frames, 50 frames of that. So the performance of the camera is double the time, triple the time, it's beyond the limit. So when you do that, you have a certain criteria on your camera. Like when you're processing the motion picture continuously.
What is a cool thing that we can experience in
CinemaLine cameras, yes. So the major factor in CinemaLine cameras, like as I said earlier, the camera performance is too good. Secondly, the low light performance, dynamic range, color science, recording format, I can keep adding the factor. But the major factor, I can say that it's a proper professional camera where you can able to shoot a movie also, like FX3, FX6. These are the cameras are already Netflix approved, so you can shoot your Netflix project on these cameras. And FX30 is a perfect camera for the wedding people, or FX3 is a perfect camera for the wedding people. Even the documentary filmmakers who just go and shoot the things in a very challenging conditions, these cameras will adapt the situation and perform well in those situations.
The market there is says that FX3 and S3 are similar. Do you agree with that?
Actually, yeah. In a technical aspect, yes. But if you dive into FX3, you can able to find a lot of interesting stuff like camera ergonomics. First, the cooling system, the build system. It was perfectly made for filmmaking and videography stuff. And other way around into technical stuff, it has a true 24 and it has a DCI 4K. It has a dual base ISO. It has Cine AI mode, and it keep going. So whatever that I said so far, it is the most important thing when it comes to a filmmaking aspect. So this camera, there is no compromise. There is no any setback. This camera is a perfect tool for a hybrid shooter. This camera can fit anywhere. So that is the one of the important power fact of these FX3, because Every two cameras have a similar sensor. Everything is similar. But whatever that I said before, that is the major difference. This major difference are giving a lot of improvement in your images. So and your shooting style. So that is the biggest factor in FX3 versus A7S3 debate that is going on in the market.
Okay, thank you. And my next question is, what is a new launch in Sony?
Yeah, in cinema line, we recently launched Burano. When I say Burano, it's a younger brother of Venice. We have a lineup. When I say cinema line, it is a lineup, complete package of the filmmaking stuff. Starting with Venice. Venice and Venice 2 is the most popular camera, especially in Kerala. Whatever the movie that you're seeing in the Kerala industry, in the film industry, most of the movies are shot with Venice only. Venice 1 and Venice 2. And next to Venice, we have a gap in between budget range and other stuff. That budget range, that gap is also filled now. We have Burano, similar sensor, 8.6K, and it has a first time in cinema camera. We have come up with the autofocus thing. That is one of the biggest change that you are ever going to experience.
Okay.
So that is the other way. Next to that, we have FX6, FX3, and FX30. It is complete lineup, the complete budget range, the complete production setup. We have an entire thing in the Sony. So why this gap? Why this much of cameras? That's the biggest question in the market. Why Sony keep launching the cameras day on day, week on week, month on month? Simply, I can explain that. See, Venice is a camera. It's a uncompromised flagship camera for cinema. Okay, cinema is okay, but everyone can't go with the Venice because the budget range and the production cost will be quite higher. There are cinema within the budget also they are shooting. They want a quality as well as a budget factor. Now we have Burano. And next to that we have OTT, documentary filmmakers, even media houses. These people, they want a quality. And the other way around, they want to control the production unit and also a lot of features, handy, everything. We have FX6 and next to that FX3. I want the camera should be placed on the gimbal or dash cam or whatever. The camera has to be compact and also there's no compromise in the quality. We have FX3. Your first question, which is the right camera for the beginner? Every beginner have one thing in their mind. I want everything, whatever that you said so far, but within the budget. So finally we have come up with FX30. So this is the complete package you can see in this camera. So FX3 and add on this FX3 and FX30 two cameras, it can able to shoot a photo and video. So it's kind of a hybrid camera. So one camera, the one solution that you can able to find.
Okay, can you please demonstrate some of the techniques that are newly launched cameras?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I can make it.
Yes, we can see that. Have a camera in your hands, and can you please explain what are the features and this camera, CDs or...
Yeah, sure, I can do that. So the camera in my hand is FX3. It's a complete 35mm full frame cinema line camera. Like actually there's a fact for all India. Kerala is the market who's setting a trend all over India. Like you are the people who started training shooting trend. Like a DSLR cinematography, where you have started shooting a full frame cinematography kind of stuff, that impact all India. So even nowadays you can't able to see any conventional video camera in the market until unless it is a media house, because all the wedding people have started shooting a video in a mirrorless camera itself. So this design it made for let me fix that. This design is basically, you can see it's a basically an interchangeable camera. The conventional video camera, it's a fixed and sensor size is also smaller. But here, sensor size is big and also you can able to change the lenses, whatever the focal length that you want. That is number one advantage. Number two, when the sensor size is increased, the quality obviously get increased, the detail level, everything will get increased, sensitivity, all this stuff. But the biggest factor, it's a hybrid camera, pure hybrid in the sense, if I'm a traditional shooter, if I want to shoot a complete wedding, like a 3 hours, 2 hours video, this camera can do. Or else I'm a cinematic or a candid filmmaker for a wedding, I can simply remove the lens, I can change the lens, I just mount it on the gimbal or wherever I want. So the ergonomic made it in that way, that this camera. So you can see here it is a 35mm full frame sensor, same sensor that you can able to see in FX6 as well, in A7S3 as well. But whereas the younger brother of FX3 is FX30, slightly smaller than this, that is Super 35. So but when sensor is cropping, there is no other quality compromise. You can enjoy everything what you're going to enjoy in this, in that. It's subtle compromises such as like this camera dual base is 800 and 12,800, FX30 is 800 and 2500, and the crop factor is 1.5x. That's it. Apart from that, that is a perfect tool for a wedding, documentary filmmaking, even a YouTuber or a budding filmmaker or budding cinematographer, whomsoever. This is the perfect choice of tool to play around.
Okay. Sony is always set up with the new trends and new techniques and everything.
Yeah.
In the future, what's your going to be giving to the future generation?
Yeah, see, it's not about just the camera. See, camera is just a tool. Who's standing behind the camera is matter. That is my take. That is my own opinion. But the important thing, what I can, from behalf of Sony, I can say is, the workshop trend, the export trend, it's already changing the gears.
Yeah.
Like Sony is also not just going there and talking about the camera, because every photographers and every cinematographers know about the cameras. They know they're using this for day and night. They know this is their bread and butter for them. But what Sony is the idea is to educate the people like with the latest technology, such as like color grading stuff, S-log, what this 10-bit can do, why a 10-bit is so important. So these kind of advanced kind of workshops we are planning to do with the proper color grading artists and stuff. This is number one. Number two, we usually what we do as a Sony, we used to call the Sony users to the office to get the feedback from them, what kind of issues they're facing or any doubt clarification or something. We have a one-to-one with them. So that is what Sony is doing. We're going to do it more aggressively in upcoming days. That is our plan.
Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for the informations and everything you're giving to me, and it will definitely help the audience. And anyway, thank you so much. And it's me, Devi, signing off from Kukanmi.